Yeah.
So,
Like, no, that's a fact. Me, I'll be honest with everybody. Know I ain't the most religious person, but I believe in God. I do believe in us. Shit, I don't live my life as much as I want, how I want it as possible. But I believe the one thing I do need is some connection because I'm like, damn, bro, like I gotta have something helping me to calm myself and guide myself away from certain behaviors that I know I've grown
certain
out with.
things, that's a fact,
So
That's a
I'll be
fact,
honest, it helps me with that. And y'all know, I question religion and certain things to death to the point where I'm chilled with it because I'm just like, yeah, I know that should get people a little antsy. But it's just me, for me, the connection with God and just being able to like have inner conversations, be like, you know what? I'm gonna go this way about it. This is where my maturity lies at. That helps me. That's the best thing for me. I've always just been just off the wall. Let's do whatever comes to my mind, But I can't do that shit no more.
Saying, being just religious just put me in a different vibe. Like I'm not even gonna lie,
I will say it is hard. I will say it is hard.
It's definitely the most difficult thing, but bro, I'm telling you, bro, it's just I just feel like I'm living in a whole different world, bro. Like it's nothing really feels the same no more. That's just the truth,
Yeah.
That's for me. That's and it's positive. Everything just positive. Everything is good, bro. It's good.
Yeah.
And I'm working on things that I'm seeing things differently, like things that I didn't think there was nothing wrong with it. Like I thought it was a super normal, and then people have been telling me something wrong with it for years, and I even get mad when they tell me, "Bro, you overly tripping." Well, I be like that, and people tell me it's something wrong. Bro, because like, what do you
trust me? I know.
Yeah. So you guys decide that
you
guys need so y'all need to go to therapy.
You said what?
Yes, and this is exactly, Dauda. This is why when
y'all
people
still
talk.
Here?
Yeah, we should let y'all rock out.
I thought y'all left.
How we gonna leave her
by now?
No, we had to make a quick phone call, but we've been back. But yeah, no, and this is when people say the idea of like
status Nimsa was talking about. I said we've all reached that exalted status Nimsa was talking about.
Exalted status. Honestly, like when you find yourself like asking God to help you, like forgive and release, and even praying for the person. Imagine like also praying for the person, and that the person like is able to see the light.
That's asking for too much.
I'm not gonna lie, Numzo. You gotta move
That's asking for too much.
Yeah, bro, Numzo, you gotta take it step by step.
That's asking for too much.
Now you want me to pray for the motherfucker?
That's asking for too much.
Yes, praying that the person like really like gets knowledge and really like sees what they're doing.
Imagine a nigga do you wrong. You talking about I wish him wealth and prosperity.
Yes, I wish that God instill clarity in their hearts so that they understand and they realize and they repent and they change their ways and they grow from it.
I give it to you. You've reached the level of that. Yeah, we definitely. Some of us ain't there. For sure. She's not. I commend you for that, because me praying for the enemy is paid.
But I'm not saying like, and it's not necessarily for everyone, right? But people that are close to you, right, that you actually love and have love for, can hurt you, right? Yeah. And in that type of situation, like number one, like it could be hard for you to forgive, but asking and God to help you forgive, but then also praying for them, for their well-being, for them to be able to realize and come to, like realization of what they're doing. Yeah.
But no, I agree with Numso, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like,
no, I don't disagree at all. I don't disagree with you at all. What I'm saying is it feasible?
Yeah.
Is a nigga able to?
Bro, everything she said, bro. I'm talking about, bro. Like when,
it's all true.
I've been there. And the imam, bro. Sometimes when the imam talk, bro, I feel like, bro, he's talking directly to me, like the things that I be, because he talking about my character, the way I behave, bro. So like when he's saying that in my head at that moment, I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not jacking none of that. Like, but it just constantly saying it over and over and over. It's just like, bro,
I have questions.
It's facts.
I have questions.
You know?
Let me hear. I hope he's not in the gym because I want to get his opinion on some of this too. All of y'all too. Almami's here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He hasn't been talking a lot. I could tell like he didn't eat today. But look, so me and Numsa talked about this. So in terms of like how the Quran kind of like talk about not seek revenge but like justice, right? And my first question would be like MDG's here too because I know you like this, and I'm not trolling either MDG. So I'm actually going through this. Ain't one of those days. So like the stories that's in the Quran, right? Sometimes it represent how people should carry themselves and things like that. So like for example, theft, like stealing, like the punishment is they would cut your hand, like cut your hand off, right? It's a hand or arm, or whatever, or some type of apostasy, leaving religion to go another one. There's punishment for those. And my question would be the punishment that was going on back then. Should that same punishment be applied to the modern day society?
And that was one of my main questions too, because I'm not gonna lie. I mean, niggas are stealing off a LimeWire, so should we cut off their hands for stealing songs? Nigga, like that's kind of crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Me personally, like I wouldn't like that question. I really wouldn't know. Like it's a question, certain questions that I really like don't try to participate in or like really want to, because it sound more like a question for like an imam or somebody, a scholar, somebody that knows. I really barely knows and don't know anything about the religion that much. So
I think
I really couldn't say
personal perspective.
Yeah, I would say no. It's hard to say because stealing is stealing, but at the same time, cutting off a nigga hands for stealing, do I agree with that? No, I believe that's definitely not forgiving at all. It's justice, I suppose, but I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it's so situational. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Even that's
Me
not
personally,
justice. I think
like-
in modern.
You said it's not justice to cut someone's hands off?
No, not for. So it just like if somebody steals a bag of potatoes and you decide to cut their hands off for that, I don't think that's
OD.
fair.
That's OD.
Right.
I think that's ridiculous.
Now, if somebody decided to rob like the Federal Reserve and walk away with like M's, and you decide to cut his hands off, is that justice? That's to whoever's involved in that process to decide. And
Yeah. Now there are certain situations where people rob people. Like I just see people, run up on old folks with guns or break into somebody's house and tying people, shit like that. Okay, yeah, I could definitely see that way. But like I'm talking, like a little shoplifting, a little nigga do or something like to cut his hands off. I wouldn't say I support that.
Yeah, I don't think, genuinely speaking, I don't think like if we put it in context, I don't think like the Quran would like. They would say that, like, if somebody steal a bag of potatoes, that's the consequence. Like, you get your hand cut off. I'm pretty sure you have to do some kind of major stealing to, get that. It won't be for some small like, oh, he stole a bag of potatoes. You know what I mean?
No, well, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I don't know what it says in the Quran about it, but shit, it might. Because what did they cut off people's hands for? What was the story when they cut the people's hands off?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they weren't doing that, Kebab. Like, he stole a bag of potato. Oh,
to be honest, like I think a lot of those practices are super outdated and sometimes like excessive, because although we're talking about a story from the Quran, like I've seen it in real life where people have gotten like burned for stealing, and it was stealing from an open market. So it wasn't like they stole $1 million worth of merch. It was just a few items, and you don't know what people's situations are, what would drive them to that point to where they might make that decision. So to go as far as like cutting their hands off without putting them through a due process, or giving them a chance to clear their name or tell their story, I think it's a little excessive.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to get into it, but Mommy said, I think I kind of agree with that a little bit. So here in Surah Al-Madiyah 358, which outline the punishment of theft. The verse state that as for the thief, the male and the female amputate their hands in recompense for what they committed as deterrent punishment from Allah, and Allah is exalt in might and wise. This verse often cite the discussion about Islamic law. So they have an Islamic law called Sharia, which they would take some of the things that's being said, some of the things that the Quran state, and then they would make it a law in their state or where they live at. So the punishment for theft, the punishment mentioned is amputation of hands, but it is important to note that Islamic legal scholars have specified various conditions and requirements before such a punishment is implemented. For example, theft must be proven. The thief must have stolen a certain minimum amount of property, and it must be proven through reliable evidence or confession. The item must have been taken from a secure place. Theft from secure and protected place, home, markets is generally required for the punishment to apply. The thief should not be in need. If the person still due to an extreme poverty or need, there may be exception and other form of punishment or rehab may be considered. While traditional interpretation of the verse maintain that the punishment should involve amputation, many modern scholars argue that contextually interpretation of the verse taken into account contemporary issue like poverty, justice system, and human right. This verse is often discussed in the context of deterrence rather than the literal enforcement of the punishment, with debates on whether it should apply in today's legal and social system. So that kind of gives you context. Yeah,
that's basically what I was saying. You know, like it's context behind it. It's not just small thefts or unnecessary reasons where anything happened they just cut off your hand. You had to really be shiesty, bro. You had to do some shiesty stuff. You know?
Yeah. I'm saying people done lost their lives because of that, bro.
That's a fact.
Like, I'm not saying it's happening all the time, but cutting a nigga hand compared to him losing his life is, two different extents.
So
if they're willing to take their life for stealing something minimal, they'll cut their hands. So I don't think it's being practiced to the letter of what the Quran is saying or what the experts are saying about its interpretation.
I agree. I think it's
not everybody really understand fully the laws, and people just read the Quran. They don't really get in depth. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of the time I really don't say much when it comes to it. I just go to the scholars. Because I barely know anything. So,
and I think Al-Mami say, "Yo, I can read too." Somebody said that. Yo, go to somebody that learn. Al-Mami say, "Yo, we can read. I clearly see what it says." Which I agree with.
If I can read it and I have a good interpretation of it,
exactly,
I don't need to go any further. I can make my own opinion from there. But if it's something that I'm unclear about,
niggas stole bread. We finna slay them.
Nah, right? That shit crazy.
Nah, that is
should have given.
So there's an exception. You can get your hand cut off, and you might not, depend on the situation. So that alone is even crazy. I think stealing should put you in jail, but not to get your arm cut off.
Yeah, exactly. I could get behind that too.
Yeah. I don't agree with that.
I feel like putting you in jail. It's people, bro. I know personally people. How many people they go to jail. They think about how to steal better, come out and steal again. You feel me? But if you steal and you get your hand cut off, how you gonna steal? What you gonna do? How you gonna steal again?
Use your elbows,
my nigga. But that don't breed a society of people who are forgiven, my nigga.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm about.
It's that idea, though.
That's a valid point.
That is a valid point, but also at the same time, it's like you gonna keep stealing and stealing and stealing. There's got to be some type of consequence, you know.
So looking at it that way.
That's a little.
Looking at it that way, what if you look at these Islamic State and we see that stealing is at its lowest compared to other states?
All-time high.
Yeah. One is effective and one is maybe not that effective.
Yeah.
But I agree though. I agree in terms of forgiveness.
I mean, I agree.
cutting
Is
niggas
it about
can be effective.
is it about what's effective or what's fair? Like,
That's a good point.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a good point.
It can be effective in a sense where it limits it. But as we were talking about,
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like this law is effective and it's fair. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not gonna go to but everybody know Dubai for one thing, bro. You know it for it being strict. So if you go there and you start acting up and you start acting like you're in America, you bound to go to jail. You just bound to go, and they don't play over there. So when you go over there, you know the law, you behave yourself. So it's fair. To me, it's fair because you know the law. You know if you steal, you're gonna get
Yeah.
your hands cut off. You know for a fact
So-
if you steal, you're gonna get your hand cut off. You better not do it. You know. So if you do it, you knew what will come with it. So if you got caught, you getting your hand cut off. Everybody knew the law, bro. So don't do it.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's
Like,
how I look at it.
I don't know. I don't think it's fair. It's
I don't think you should be getting your hands cut off if jail is an option. Like, I get it, people can come out and still continue to do theft, but the point of jail is to offer rehabilitation to where, like, you come out a better individual and you're actually conducive to society. I feel like the jail systems, like, in a sense, have kind of failed people to where it's not giving them that necessarily, but that's what it's supposed to be for. If it's
jail is never for that. Like jail is not for what people think it is. Like
that's the intentions behind it, though.
But but that's not the intention. That's the truth. Truth being told, if you know somebody that's in jail right now, or you've been to jail, you know the intention of jail is not to fix nothing.
Well,
that's
money.
a fact.
They make money off prisons, but like the intentions is to rehabilitate as well.
That's true.
I'm trying to tell you, Kevin. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm not talking
trying to tell you.
You're referring to what directly happens dealing with the COs and stuff. The intention is not for you to come out the same nigga. The intention is not for you to get released and go steal again.
Exactly.
People learn, but if that happens, there's a lot of politics and shit involved. But you know, that's the intention of it. But me, I don't see
I feel like logically, I feel like if you intend to fix somebody, you don't put them in a cage. Bro, it's like this, bro. You want a lion to be more tame. You want him to be more calm. You know what I mean? You don't put him in a cage, or you don't put him in a field of other ferocious lion that's gonna make him have to act. You know, have to act more ferocious. Okay, we trying to fix you. You don't do it like that. You feel me?
So
you put him somewhere else.
You
put him somewhere else where he could be more calm, where he could be more calm, where he could be more reserved, where he could learn more. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, me personally, I know people for a fact. They went to jail a certain way. They leave in jail a complete different way. And I'm not talking about a good way neither. They come out, bro. They treacherous, bro. Their mindset is all messed up.
Well, that's what I was saying, right? Like, the idea behind jail is rehabilitation. Does the jail system need to be reformed a little bit to where it can like practice its ideal principles, such as like putting structure into people's lives that are going into jail, because that's what it's for, right? Because they offer classes in jail. They offer like you to sit down and talk to a psychologist. They offer you to like, they try to put these like steps in place for you to come back essentially a better human, to be able to live a life. And you can't tell me leaving these people amongst like regular civilians is the best decision necessarily, right? Like they cut your hands off, don't mean you can't do no harm anymore. Like a criminal's still gonna be a criminal.
So it'll be damn hard, bro. It'll be damn hard to commit a crime again, gang. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Both your hands compared to one hand, you're gonna think again. Cause guess what? You do it again, the other arm is gonna go away too. So you're gonna think hard. You're gonna think extra hard, bro.
You is for sure.
But listen, bro, that don't uphold the ideas or philosophies of the Quran or the religion at all. It almost becomes conflicting. Because imagine an imam just got done giving you the same speech Numsa was talking about, forgiving someone, getting it off your heart, praying for the person, and then tomorrow the person is talking about let's cut his hands off for stealing. But that's very conflicting in a religion to follow that and look at that person and be like, bro, at that point, which way do you go? Like, how do you define forgiving? And then it becomes open to interpretation, how you want to feel about a situation, how you want to respond to it. No, somebody said we cut his hands off today, but tomorrow we're talking about forgiving and getting it off your heart and praying for the person.
I think amputating somebody. Go ahead.
I was saying, like I said before, it's all about context, bro. Like somebody, I'm pretty sure they're not going around, oh, this guy stole, let's immediately cut off his hand. I'm pretty sure he stole. He probably got sent to jail. You know what I'm saying? These people are not barbaric, bro. We're not there. Like, it's the law, but you got to think about the context.
No, when the Quran was written, they were barbaric. Actually, they were very barbaric back then.
I genuinely don't I don't agree with like the fact that somebody instantly stole and they were cutting people's hands. I'm thinking, bro,
barbaric.
I'm thinking, yes, there's a law that somebody's hand can get cut off. It's like the death penalty right now. Like, yeah, it's like somebody saying, oh, back in those days when somebody committed a crime, there was a death penalty. No, bro, it's not. Everybody's not dying off the death penalty. You had to commit a certain type of crime. You had to, like, it's a process. Just like now, it's a process. Yeah, it's taken out of, I feel like it's taken out of context, bro. Back then, it's probably like, yo, this person stole, and it's a habit of his. And he's doing it, so, like, when they let him go, he come back better and stronger with more people. So his hands got to go, gang. So
Mo, I know what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. And after this, I have another one. But anyway, so cutting off somebody's hand, can we all agree that that's kind of cruel? Yes or no?
Excessive.
It's very cruel.
Okay,
and barbaric.
And they're not only talking about men; they talk about females also. Do you agree with that? Females should get their hand cut off too, MDG?
Anybody, that shit is crazy.
Okay, I'm saying it because, like, there's more, like, kind of pushback on.
If that's the law, if that's the law of the land, okay, if they commit a crime, law of the land.
So when we went to the story of Yusuf, I think that's what I was asking Almami and Kabine, is forgiveness greater than revenge, and a lot of that story emphasizes about they almost killed them, right? And he still gave his brothers. So we're talking about somebody not killing you, stealing.
Thank you, exactly.
Right? So if the Quran is Allah is the most merciful, we should be too.
Exactly.
So if you're gonna send somebody to jail, they come back and do it again. Send them to jail and give them longer time. If they do it again, add more time to it. So they stay there longer, they don't have to steal.
So what's the point of the consequence of? So then more people are not gonna believe the law.
No, Mo. It happened your freedom get taken away. People be forgetting how important how freedom is to people. Like, they take your freedom away when you go to jail. You think you're going to jail to go? Every jail is not like the United States, bro. Just put that in perspective.
Okay, but
Ale model jufra la casola.
That's a fact. Bro, I'm trying to tell you. Everybody mindset is not the same.
No, we agree.
Some people go in there. Yeah, some people go in there and they come out different. Cool. You know what I'm saying? And then other people go in there and come out worse. You just said, give you a longer sentence.
But Mo,
the law is.
We're talking about the general. Go ahead, man.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it would be less theft in the United States if they cut people's hands off when they stole?
Absolutely.
Why don't we do it?
Because it's like I said,
it's cruel.
People feel like that's barbaric.
It is barbaric.
Cruel.
It's super excessive, bro. If you think about it, you're cutting off an entire limb.
Bro, okay, what's more barbaric? Cutting somebody's hand off or killing somebody?
Killing somebody.
Killing somebody.
All right, so Cutting somebody's hand off is barbaric, but sentencing somebody to death is not barbaric.
Bro,
But you're not being sentenced to death until you.
that's very hard in this country, bro. Even though we have death penalty, it's very hard. Niggas sit on death row for like 30 years just to be sure. You know what I mean? It's very hard because even the country knows it's barbaric to just kill a nigga.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going back to. I mean, we don't personally know. We don't personally know none of this stuff like directly. So where we was there to confirm. We was there to confirm to say, they were killing. I mean, they were cutting people's hand off rip. They stole off rip. Some of these people probably got forgiven. Probably some of these people got.
That probably happened.
You know, they got.
Look, Mo, that probably happened.
That's what I was trying to tell you, bro. When I was in Africa, not like that. Like I've seen it to where they couldn't have stole more than like a bag or a couple bags of like potatoes, something minute. Yeah. And instead of like cutting their hands off, they went to the extent of burning both of them alive.
Yeah. There's actually videos.
Yeah, and if that's happening there, I imagine it's happening in other places, but not everybody is taking the time to give these people their due process and investigate and see how much was stolen, balance it out, and be like, okay, we gonna no. Sometimes people are just saying, well, that's what the law said. If you steal, we cut your hands off. So
yeah, and you can't be mad at somebody.
You stole my $10, nigga.
It's not gonna be perfect. But you know, like it's definitely. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. Pinot Blanc, more like a gasoline.
That's wild, bro.
That is barbaric, but it's like that wasn't even the law. Like that's not even the law in Guinea. That's not the law, bro.
No, that's
what the Quran says.
That's what the Quran say, Mo.
To put Pinot more.
No, not Pinot. The amputation.
No, the Quran said cut the hand.
Yeah. I'm talking about the Pinot. Like the Pinot stuff, that's not even law.
No, Pinot. Yeah, that's not.
The people just doing that just to do it.
Damn, bro. I'm saying they're taking it to that extent, so it's definitely being practiced.
But that's also what I was saying. When you open that door, you start telling people to cut people's hands off for stealing. Because then you open it to interpretation. Because niggas be like, well, he stole my stuff. Since it's up to me, I don't want to cut his hand.
No, cabinet. That's not how it works. Like I said, bro. Like I said.
Okay, cabinet. But listen, the common trend is to put tires and burn niggas for stealing. True or false? Rarely do they even cut your hands. They set you on fire in most African countries, right?
Yeah.
And for the ones that's Muslim, how did we get to the point of burning niggas when the Quran say cut your hands? They took it to their own interpretation, right?
Look. When you get caught stealing, bro, they go, bro, they was cops, there was police and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like right now. I always go back to right now, bro. There's a death penalty, but there's a process to it. People don't we have the death penalty law. So if somebody do this to me, kill my brother, I'm gonna go and kill them. If somebody kill your brother right now, legally, you can't just hawk him and kill him. You will go to jail yourself.
Well, wait, do you truly believe the process in Africa is as extensive or even close to what we have here?
In the state,
I'm not even talking about that one. We talking about the Quran. They're cutting the head off.
You said you can't just catch someone and just kill them out there, but that's precisely what they're doing in Africa.
I said that's not the law.
What's not the law? To kill someone?
I think what could be in the state is
no. I'm talking about here. I'm talking about in America. The law is there's a death penalty law here, right?
Yeah.
But we don't all get up. I mean, some people do it, but you don't just get up. Somebody kill your family member. You just get up and go kill them. Because if you do that, you're gonna go to jail yourself.
Exactly, because we're trying not to be barbaric and trying to actually follow a process that's,
That's the point I was trying to make. Like based off the point you was making, that opens doors, bro. There's laws. Of course, some people are gonna see the law. They're gonna think it's fair, but at the same time, bro, the law is the law.
I think what Kabina is saying is that like the law states that you cut people's hands off, but people has taken that to their own interpretation to where they're going to the extent of burning people.
Exactly.
And in America, it's not practiced here because that's barbaric, and we're trying to stay away from that, which is why we don't cut people's hands off. Like, and it is super conflicted with the religion.
The death penalty law. That's what give people permission in Africa to kill people.
No, you missing the point. Yo, MDG, listen. MDG, listen.
Yeah.
What they're saying, right?
Yeah.
The amputation, come on, below when they steal. We're saying it's cruel. Cabinet is saying, right, here in America, we got due process, right? There's law. You're specifically talking about the death penalty. Cabinet mentioned that death penalty, right? They're not just gonna go and kill you right away. They gotta get evidence. It takes time. There's a due process. There's a fair legal thing that go around that whole thing. They're not just gonna put you on death penalty if they don't have evidence and things like that. Sometimes somebody be in death penalty sitting there for 20 to 30 years before anything happened to them. Okay. Sometimes they get off. So what he's saying, you still have to go through the due process.
Okay, Dada, you just read the Sharia, right? Like it literally just said the same thing, bro.
No, they do have process. Yes.
So it's a process. You're not just getting your hand cut off. It's a process.
But MDG, your argument would be flawed because a death penalty is not given to someone that steals.
Also, it's not people who steal. Given to murder.
Yes. So basically, amputation of somebody's hand is stealing. What you gonna call it? The death penalty is somebody that's probably a serial killer that didn't kill 5, 7 people back to back, killing. And sometimes those people.
That's what I'm saying. It's even if you back to back, it's due process, and you gonna have to go through the process.
Oh, Lord.
Correct. And what I was saying earlier is that not everybody follow that due process. Some people skip that step and go straight to, oh, you stole. It says we're supposed to cut your hand off, so gimme.
And but look, MDG, you have to understand what we're saying. Due process on both sides. That's great. The process is different though. But you cannot compare somebody stealing and getting a hand cut off than somebody that commit multiple murders and on a death penalty. It's not the same crime. And it's not the same punishment. The punishment got to fit the crime. So for them, you steal, the punishment that fit that crime is to cut your hand off. In America here, when you steal, they're going to take your ass to jail. You're probably going to get community service and other stuff. You're going to get on probation. You steal again, you're going to go back in for more time and things like that. And it's going to prevent you from getting jobs and doing other stuff. It's going to limit your opportunity to flourish in society, right? You cannot compare that with, I just stole some potato, abolote.
Yeah.
That's
it may not be as effective, but it's humane. You know what I mean?
It's cruel.
I think it's humane. Right. If they start cutting hands off today, stealing might be less. But at that point, you're not even waiting for God, my nigga. You're taking the judgment into your own hands.
Even that, we see people get police shoot people down every day. But when you see another video the next day, somebody barking at the cops again.
Yeah, so that's a fact.
You saw somebody die alive. Why you still barking at him? They even get more angrier. Nah, you did that. You ain't gonna do that to me. So, but yeah.
Me personally, the law is the law. I think it's more than me personally. Well, I think it's more than fair, bro. If you
that's
can't
fair?
live there,
if your brother's still and they cut his hands off.
Yeah, for sure.
So they
you gonna cut his hands off?
Your brother getting his hand cut off. That's fair.
If you're willing to steal, whatever happened, whatever the law says that's gonna happen to you. You knew you were gonna steal, so whatever the consequences.
MDG, you even stole. All of us done stole something before, so we all deserve that, right?
Stuff for life, like Ramadan. You can't talk.
No, I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about, bro. Listen, what I'm saying. We done went to the store and stole some juice or whatever the case may be. I'm just saying. That's what my mistake.
To be honest, stuff for life. I done did worse than that. Yes, but I'm not living in those. I'm not living in those times.
They should have cut your hands.
I'm not living in those times.
Look at his picture. Why do you think he got his hands in his pocket?
I'm not living in the times of that, like cutting people's hands. I knew the consequence of, and the type of stealing I was doing. I knew the consequence.
I'm looking at one right now. Look, in 2018, I'm looking at one right now. A guy, the man getting his arm amputated. This is 2018. A 34-year-old man for stealing.
Well, I'm not living there. I'm living in America. The laws
and that's what Cabinet is saying.
But there was no timeline in the Quran.
If I was living there, and that's the law, you won't catch me stealing. because I know what would come with it.
I think,
But stand.
And if I did steal, and my hand did get cut off, I knew the law, so I knew what it, bro. It's like now.
No,
it's like right
we're
now.
not disagreeing.
It's like right now, bro. It's like right now, bro. I know, bro. If I commit a crime, like I don't want to talk about. I don't like it's Ramadan. I don't want to talk about the things that I've done. But I'll give an example. If I commit a crime and I get caught, I know for a fact what's gonna happen to me.
Okay, look.
I'm not just getting to commit crime.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, like if
Bro.
I'm gonna get into some type of activity, I know for a fact what is the consequence of that activity. So that means I accept the consequence.
Look, we're not even. I need to talk. Kumala, knowing the law, we know what the repercussion. We're not even. Almami, cabinet, and me. We're arguing. We're saying that it's cruel. Whether you know it or not, that's fine. You know the law. If you whatever you do, okay. We're saying that the fact that somebody getting amputated for stealing, all together, we think it's cruel. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, bro.
That's it.
That's ridiculous, bro. It's not. I mean, I don't know.
But look,
a lot of things that go into that.
Yeah.
Not only is this cruel, it's contradictory. Stealing potatoes, because now I'm conflicted.
This nigga definitely just broke it down. The type of crime you have to commit, bro. But
What
is
did
not one of them.
Because I was moving around. What did it say about cutting the nigga's hands off?
So if the man is hungry, it said it. You read it, bro. If the man is severely poor or he's going through some financial difficulty and he steals, you can't cut his hands for that.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying?
You know what happens, bro? Is that sometimes, even though the Quran says one thing, as David was just mentioning, and Kabir, right? People have like their own interpretation. Who's gonna decide what is the exception, essentially, right? And a lot of the times too, you have people practicing like the ideology of the Quran that haven't fully read the Quran. Like they just know the concept of, well, it says if you steal, we cut your hands. You know what I mean? So when they're doing that due process, like the steps can get skipped over, bro. Like people don't have the time or diligence to, like take people through prosecution like it's done here in the United States.
Wait, Dauda, let me ask you, the thing that you said that somebody got their hand cut off 2018. So what was the process? Like, did they just catch him and did it?
I can get into that. I can pull it up.
I want to know.
I mean, bro, even just saying that out loud sounds crazy. Cutting nigga hands off.
People. I think
Cabinet. Law is law, Cabinet. Law is law.
Bro, there was laws out here. If a slave run, we could cut his foot off. Would you have said the same thing? Just because the law is law, bro, there's the Quran and then there's law. Law is made by man. Man can say whatever the hell he want. That don't make it right. So you can't say that. If we're talking about religion, that's what we're talking about.
Right, the Quran, the hand cutting off is in the Quran, right?
Yes, but there's other things in the Quran too.
I got it right here. Amnesty International is outraged by a report that the Iranian authority have amputated a man hands off, convicted of theft. The amputation, which was conducted by guillotine, took place yesterday in the central prison in Mashhad city, in northeastern Razavi, I can't pronounce the name, province or whatever. According to the state-sponsored news, something news, the name is Khorasan's. Anyway, according to Khorasan's news, the 34-year-old man refers to as Cox. This name is crazy. Was transferred to a medical center immediately after the punishment was carried out. He was sentenced to a hand amputation 6 years ago for stealing livestock and other valuables from several villages in the province. The sentence was then upheld by the Croatian Criminal Court appeal, meeting out which blah 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 punishment is not justice and serve as a high-level Iranian authority. Okay, that's like people that agree or disagree. But it's for stealing livestock. That's like illegal cabinet.
It's not just one livestock, several.
But what's crazy about that whole thing is that they didn't even put him through surgery to amputate his hand. It was done in the fashion of guillotine, meaning,
Barbaric.
nigga, bro, it don't get more barbaric than that.
But then it was a process, right? It was a process, right, Dauda?
What you mean process?
It didn't just happen
So
instantly.
so after
Yeah, but
they took him to a medical center after the punishment was carried out.
No. After when he stole, like, what was the process? Like, what did he go? What
They
did he
not.
have to go through?
It's
Yeah, go ahead, mommy.
I mean, they convicted him of stealing like livestock from multiple, so they did
Yeah, so
go
so
through a
it took
process.
time. They had to prove it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
You had
generally,
to go through the
but that's
process.
one instant. I'm not saying. I'm saying that like they might not be following that process across the board every time.
bro, and even bro, even if they are, my nigga, even if I'm not si c'est chiant là, ou bien ça chiant là, I need bolota là. No, bro, I don't care what.
Well, hey, Kabir. So if you think about it in a sense of like life and death, also, right? Like, although it may seem illogical, unfair, and barbaric, that one livestock that you just stole from this nigga property could be the only livestock that he has to feed his family. So we also have to think about like that aspect of things.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Almami, you right. But amputating because okay, like that happened here in the state. Like you can people didn't.
No, yeah, I know.
So what I'm saying is like there's other ways we can go about it by amputating somebody's hand. I will make sure I will put you in a position where you have to work and pay back these people their livestock. I will put you through. I'm gonna put you through a situation you have to go pay back these people, right? Either you're gonna go in here, we're gonna put you in this horrible job site and you're not getting paid for it. You either do that or it's gonna be other consequences. So what you do here every day is you're gonna get paid for this and that money's gonna go to those people every day.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. I was just kind of
Gotta
playing
pay
the
my
devil's
retribution.
advocate a little bit, like on the other side of things.
My retribution.
So is that
Hold of your iman, don't give in to shaitan. Oh, you who believe, please give thanks to Allah. Allahu Ghafoor, Allahu Rahim, Allahu yuhibbul muhsinin. هو خالقنا هو رازقنا وهو على كل شيء قدير. Allah is Ghafoor, Allah is Rahim, Allah is the one who loves the Muhsinin. He is our creator, He is our sustainer, and He is the one who has power over all. Give thanks to Allah for the Prove your iman, don't give in to shaitan. Oh, you who believe, please give thanks to Allah. Allahu Ghafoor, Allahu Rahim, Allahu yuhibbul muhsinin. Huwa khaliquna, huwa raziquna, wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Allah is Ghafoor, Allah is Rahim, Allah is the one who loves the muhsinin. He is our creator, He is our sustainer, and He is the one who has power over all. Give thanks to Allah for the